Good morning, this is Sheila Figueroa from mystockcreations.com, and today I'm going to show you how I did this cover. And I'm just going to do the basic cover and then maybe show you the pockets, but in a separate video. So this is my steampunk inspired junk journal, and it measures it's 5.5 by 8.5 with a 1.5 inch spine. And at first when I was doing this, I wanted 4 signatures, but because I put so much stuff in it, I cut it down to 3. So it depends on how many pages you want and how much ephemera you want to add to it. You know, you can decide exactly how many you like. And my signatures are not sewn in to the cover itself, but I have them in little booklets like this with an elastic as just like a traveler's notebook. That way you can, the pages from each booklet are kind of attached with a piece of string, but you could take those out when they're done and then put in new ones. I made it that way because that's how I would want it if I was keeping this for myself. So anyway, let's put this aside. So on that journal, I used a piece of watercolor paper, but I ran out. But I have this Bristol paper, and it's a little bit heavier than regular cardstock. And I think it comes in, it's 11 by 17.5 inches, and I cut it down. So let me put this aside now. So it measures, you need a whole piece that measures 8.5 this way and 15 inches the long way. And then you're going to put it on your scoreboard, and you're going to score it at 5.5 inches, at 7 inches, and then at 12.5 inches, and then again at 14. And that gives you all the folds you need to form the outside of the book. Just like that. And on this book, I had some, I think it was like wrapping paper, but it was thin. It almost like, it's craft paper, but it was thinner than regular craft paper that you use to mail packages. But you can use tissue paper, you can use any kind of paper. I just wanted I just wanted to use that up because I think someone gave it to me and I didn't want to throw it away. So now that the other holidays are coming, and I think my next album are going to do a Halloween theme. So I got this black, it comes in a roll like this. And it's chalk paper, and it's thin, it's not too thick. So I just cut off a piece of it, and as you can see, I sprinkled it all up. Sprinkled it all up, and that's going to be, I'm going to cover, actually this is way much bigger than I thought it was. So I'm actually going to cut it down a little bit. So let's see, I don't need it that big, so I'm just cutting some away. Let's see, turn it this way. You just want it like 1 inch or so around. Okay, so alright, so I want this for the outside. So what I'm going to do, turn this over for a second, and I'm going to use Mod Podge Forgot the most important thing, paintbrush. So I'm going to start by adding some Mod Podge to one side. Doesn't have to be too thick. And what I'm going to do is flip this over and start getting that stuck down. And what I'm going to do, hopefully you can see that, I'm just going to do a little at a time. And you can burnish that down a little. You like my burnishing tool? I lost my burnishing tool. I have no clue where it is. I think it's in one of my craft boxes. Okay, so you just keep adding some more Mod Podge, and you can see that it looks like it's going to stop to curl up, and that's fine for right, you know, it doesn't really matter. You can use glue if you like, or you can use score tape if that's how you want to attach it. I'm just using Mod Podge because I like the feel of it after. It's almost like a leather feeling once you put it on both sides. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Just want to make sure there's enough. Okay. Oops. Stay there. My paintbrush is not cooperating with me. Okay, so just I'm gonna burnish it some more. Alright. Now I'm just gonna cut down my corners. I might even trim some of the sides up a little bit more. I don't need it that long. So let's see. And so now I'm just going to trim around some of the excess paper because I really don't need all that. Can't believe, you know, August is here, and before you know it, the holidays are going to be starting again. Years go by so fast. Alright, so now I'm going to start sticking this down, and I'm still going to use Mod Podge. You can use glue at this point if you like. Turn it around. Now for the ends. I actually got, like, my corners are kind of rounded off, so I'm trying to keep that shape, but if it doesn't work, no big deal. Okay, now to this side. Trying to keep that round edge. Sometimes it's not that easy. Just have to fold it over. Okay. I did that side better than the other side. Alright. So now that's on. Get off there. Okay, so before I go any further, oh my goodness, where is it? I put this in a piece of wax paper, and now I don't know, do I want to cover that yet? I'm thinking I'm not gonna put a cover of Mod Podge on yet, because I think I might want to add my picture, and I haven't decided what I wanted to put on yet. So, and I will have the measurements for everything down below for you. Just gonna lay that aside. So what I think I'm gonna do, and another thing about Mod Podge too is that, to me, it makes your paper a little more flexible for your cardstock, and when you use it, it kind of protects the paper so that when you're folding it, you don't get a rip. So that's what it will look like. So on the inside, I chose this gray charcoal color. And you know what, before I lay that down, I think I'm gonna cover my seams with some washi tape. And I just picked up this washi tape, blah blah, can't talk now. I just picked this up at the dollar store a couple days ago. So I'm just going to lay that down. There's my scissors. Just going to trim that out. So I'm just covering my seams. Oops. Yeah. You can choose to cover it with anything you like. I'm just using this tape. I wanted to try it because I just got it. that's good. So now I'll add my inside pages. Let's see, make sure I got the right one. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so now for this I am gonna use some glue. And I think this is going to be in 2 parts, or I might just pause this video for now and add to it because I want to let my cover dry. Before I go any further. Oh, that looks a little crooked. A little crooked. There we go. Because before I put the eyelets in, I want to make sure my front cover is decorated, maybe even the back cover, before I go any further. Just making sure I'm not covering my creases because it's not good. Okay. Now the back. This paper I just bought at this cardstock here that I'm using now. Ollie's. Sometimes you can hit there just right and you can find some nice cardstock or other kind of craft things. But with like anything, you gotta hit it just right. Last but not least, I don't like how that is. It looks a little crooked. I'm a little crooked, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so that's the cover for now. I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna give this a chance to dry, and then when I come back, I'll do the eyelets, excuse me, and maybe show you the pocket that I have here on the next video. Thank you for watching, and you have a wonderful day.